I was born Marette Angela Moore in the year 1979, and from the time that I can remember, music has never ceased to be a major part of my life. Both of my parents were well versed in music, as my father, James Sr., sang solos in groups and choirs since he was a boy, and my mother, Margaret, majored in music at Westminster Choir College, Rutgers University. From what I know, their musical roots trace back to their parents and other relatives who were all skilled on the piano. My maternal grandmother, Mildred Blackwell, had a rich alto voice. My maternal grandfather, Robert, and his twin brother, Edward Blackwell, played jazz, classical, contemporary, and choral music. My paternal grandfather, Charles Moore, also played jazz piano by ear, and my paternal grandmother, Lois Elaine Moore, played the piano and sang in choirs, gifts she inherited from her parents, George Sr. and Nancy Hall Williams. It was inevitable that my immediate family would be a musical one. My mother used to sing to us as babies, making up songs while teaching us other published ones. She has cassette tapes of us interacting through song and laughter. As young children, my oldest brother, James, or Jimmy, and I began to compose our own songs. We put on major productions on our front porch with our childhood neighbors as the audience, sometimes posing as active participants. When our three youngest siblings, Marissa, Timothy, and Tiffany, arrived, we even made up songs for them. All of us began singing with school choirs and playing the flutophone in the school band. Mrs. Valiante taught all of my siblings and I to play hot cross buns and sing wonderful Christmas carols for our holiday concerts. After graduating from Harrison Elementary School, all of the Moore kids continued our music education with Mrs. Baker and Mrs. Campbell at Leonard B. Moore Middle School. Twice a week, I would practice my flute with my friend Sherilyn in Mrs. Baker's band room. It was here where Jimmy, like my father, began to perfect his drum playing. Marissa and Timothy followed after my dad and learned to play trumpet, and Tiffany followed my mom and I on the flute. Mrs. Campbell would tell us to "Shut up and sing, you fat turkeys," in chorus. I looked forward to when she would wheel her keyboard into our classroom and pick me to do the Charleston, or lead the solo for Wayfaring Stranger, or If. That song, If, by Bread, became the song that I walked down the aisle to wed my husband Mike for life. I was known for being a part of the musically gifted Moore family. I continued to play the flute in the concert band with Mr. Fritowitz, but he helped me to tap into my other musical gifts by allowing me to play the bells for marching band and the keyboard for jazz band. I'll never forget Oye Como Va, or A New Day for You. My chorus teacher, Miss Rung, was a stickler for diction, especially as we sang the Hallelujah chorus and reinforced our harmonizing skills with Oreo and chocolate chip cookies. She even entered me into an audition for the Summer Arts Institute, where I became a part of the inter-arts community with Maureen and Daryl as my main instructors for years to come. My ability to explore the other areas of the arts made me even more interested in the performing arts, as I not only sang in the youth choir at Second Baptist Church, but my younger siblings and I began to participate in liturgical praise dance with Karen Williams. She saw in me the ability to direct, as I became the choir director for a brand new choir, the Praise Ensemble. In college, I joined and became a chaplain, choir director, soloist, and musical director for the Rutgers University Liberated Gospel Choir. I even co-founded the LGC Praise and Dance Group. For years to follow, my family and I sang and prayed for people all the way from New Jersey to California and back, meeting and sharing the stage with numerous gospel artists along the way. Through it all, my father kept calling us home to focus on family music ministry. Shortly before I got married, the realization that it was time for me to come back home to my entire family and Second Baptist Church began to set in. At this point, my immediate family and I were being asked to sing as a group at various events and church services. We each have participated in numerous studio recordings and stage performances for various contemporary and traditional gospel artists, but had not completed a project of our own. He said that we were too busy building everyone else's dream, and it was time to realize our own. As of January 2010, we finally recorded one pre-recorded song and are now working to record original creations. Serving together in musical leadership capacity in one local church, which happens to be where my father is the senior pastor and my mother is now the musical director for all of the choirs, has proven to be the best place for all of us to flourish in our musical abilities. Maybe our family will be able to musically collaborate with such contemporary artists as Fred Hammond, John P. Key, and Kim Burrell. I can only imagine what tomorrow will look like. By the way, did I mention my husband's side of the family is all musically inclined as well? Look out, baby girl Michaela. Mommy and Daddy are setting you up to be a musical phenomenon.